One of the questions that I've been presented over the years as a life coach by many people in regards to relationships is it always possible to go from a lover relationship, an intimate, loving relationship, to friendship? And I'm going to say something right off the bat that's probably going to shake some people up. Might even offend some people. And that is this. Every person who you've ever dated can and should be a friend. Isn't that amazing to think? It doesn't feel really good, does it? If you think back, and maybe you've dated 2 people or 22 people, and you think back, you go, you know, this person abused me, and you want me to be a friend of theirs, and this person did this, and this person did that, and this person had an affair on me, and this person, you know, acted crazy and embarrassed my family on a trip, and the answer is yeah. And I know I'm going out there, and there's not a lot of black and white in this world. But I want to tell you something, that if you have past relationships that you're harboring resentment against, and you say there's no way I could ever be a friend of theirs, you're carrying this amazing burden. Did you ever think about that? Anger and resentment are some of the things that hold us back in life. And I can't tell you how many people that I've worked with over the years that'll walk in the office, and I see this happening a lot with women, you know, that will say, once I'm out of a relationship, I never connect with that person again. I never contact that person again. And I think that is such a heavy weight to carry. Now, when I'm talking about being a friend, I don't mean that the end of a relationship and 3 days later you're on the phone, hey, how you doing? Did you see this movie? It was awesome. I'm not talking about that. But I'm saying holding them in a friendship in your mindset. Being willing to reach out if they reach out to you. Now, all of us are a little different, and some people need a specific time to heal. Some people need a month, some people need 6 months, some people need a year. But in general, if our mindset is, at some point, this person who I was intimate with or who I dated for 6 months, maybe it was intimate, maybe not, who I opened my heart to, there's a reason you did that. There's something really good in that person, believe it or not. Even if you're sitting here watching it today and you can go, I can think of him, I can think of him, I can think of him, or I can think of her and her and her, and I would never want to see them again. I would never, ever, ever want to see them again. But see, that attitude is one that blocks you, trust me on this one, from being fully open and capable of loving the next person or the person you're currently with. Now, this is a really heavy concept for a lot of people to take, because immediately their small ego, and watch my video on the 2 sides of our egos right here on YouTube so you get a better clue on this. I won't go into a lot of detail right now, but the small ego is the ego that's protective, and I'm right, you're wrong. You know, that's the small ego. So when we say, I'll never be friends with that person, I'll never communicate with that person, what we're doing is we're saying, I'm going to be in control. I'm going to show them. If they email me, call me, or whatever, I'm not going to respond, or I'm going to respond by saying, leave me alone. You know, so I'm in control. So we might even feel that we have an opportunity to hurt them at some level. Isn't that fascinating? Like, this is all subconscious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Not many of us sit here and think I'm going to consciously hurt this person until they try to contact us. But you know, one of the things we do with these videos is we ask you to open your mind to the potential. Because at all stages in life, when we hear something for the first time that ruffles our feathers, and we don't like to hear this, David, you're crazy, because if you would have dated this guy, if you would have dated this woman who did this to me, you would never want to be their friends. Now, I had that same mindset years and years and years ago. I really did. And then over the years, as I had great mentors and teachers working with me, showing me how that anger, resentment, and how that blocked attitude hurt me personally, number one, and number two, affected relationships to come, it opened my heart and my mind saying, you know, I have to be forgiving and loving and kind, even to people that do things to me that aren't loving and kind. And trust me, I've been on both sides of the fence. I've done things that aren't all that loving and kind in relationships, and I've had the same thing happen to me. But overall, if we are based in love, we will start to tear down those walls that separate us from people. We'll start to open our hearts to realize that, and when I block you out, when I have anger and resentment against you, I'm really hurting myself. I want you to slow down and think about this concept today. And you may have to watch this video a couple times if you'll give me that opportunity for it to sink in. Now, when I'm saying being friendly, I'm even saying from a mindset perspective. Not necessarily that you have to go out to dinner with someone or lunch with someone who broke up with you 30 days ago who you're really hurting. You really want to be with that person really badly and your heart has just been seared. I'm not saying that. I'm saying have a mindset of friendliness, because that's where it all starts. Okay? So think about it. Every person you've ever dated, anyone you've ever been married to, any person you've ever been intimate with, in your heart and soul should be a friend. If we have that attitude of friendliness, we will tear down our walls, we'll drop our insecurities, we'll drop the I'm right, you're wrong mentality that separates people. And believe it or not, in your current relationship or in your next relationship, your heart will be more capable of love than if you hold resentment. TalkDavid.com is our website. Go to the website. Spread this message around. Do you know how many people in this world are carrying the weight and pain of anger and resentment at a former lover? Sometimes from 20, 30 years ago. Sometimes from 3 years ago. It's ridiculous. It really is. It stunts our own personal growth. So do me a favor. Go ahead and share this message, even if it makes you a little uncomfortable. Stretch yourself a little bit and join right here, YouTube. Become a subscriber so all these videos come directly to you. And if I can help you in any way whatsoever, as a life coach, a minister, all these different work that we do, contact me at TalkDavid.com, okay? Remember, everyone in your heart, if you open it up to that friend type attitude, you will benefit immensely. Have an awesome day. Bye now.